So, it is January 22nd, 2021. President Kamala Harris has been sworn in. Sorry, Freudian slip. Joe Biden has been sworn in as president, as he says it, President of the United States. So what now? What do we do now? Well, I'm not going to go burn down a Walgreens. I'm not going to burn down a Wendy's. I am not going to scream at the sky or howl at the moon. I am not going to cosplay as Justin Trudeau and march on the Capitol wearing a pink knit cap. I don't have the cosplay budget for genitalia. I'm probably not ever going to vote Republican ever again. I'm probably not. That may not happen. I mean, this is looking like Bull Moose Party territory. It really is. I'm probably just going to finish my bathroom remodel sometime this year because I would really like to poop in my own bathroom, especially without worrying about falling through the floor. I'm going to go to work and pay my bills. Would I have liked Trump to have won? Yes. I would have rather had Donald Trump win this past election. To quote Michael Savage, this is one man's opinion. I believe he did. We have mounting. I know we're not supposed to talk about it on this platform, but I'm gonna. There's mounting evidence of voter fraud and election fraud. So voter fraud, that's a different thing. Election fraud, that's the whole system. And the whole thing about election meddling. Oh, yeah, that's starting to come out. Everybody involved in the big tech was definitely pro one party. And that why? I've written all this down. I'm going to deviate from that right now. I don't understand the concept of being pro censorship in the way that you want the way you make money is you get more eyes on your product. It's marketing. So you're going to make less money because you disagree politically. I want to make less money because the person I'm selling my product to lives in a different state or country. My brain cannot comprehend that. I'm sorry. If there was an actual war going on, I tend to agree with that, but I don't get it. The same way with abortion. This is going to be a very long rant, by the way. Same with abortion. If you want the maximum amount of taxpayer money going to fund things, don't you want the maximum amount of taxpayers? Religion aside, it's just an economic standpoint. Why would you want to limit yourself? That boggles my mind. When you ask a never Trumper why they think Trump is a criminal, I've heard Gavin McInnes mention this. You ask a never Trumper why they think Trump is a criminal. They say, there are so many crimes. He's committed so many crimes. Okay, well, name one. It is exactly the opposite with this event. When someone asks, why do I think there's voter fraud? Oh, there's so many. I had to sort through hours when I made my election 2020 video. The poster board on the window, the ballots being scanned after being pulled out from under the tables, the Arizona marker gate, boxes being carted in at 4 a.m. and scanned, Mail-in ballots counted after the in-person ballots were counted. That way they know how many ballots they need to count to beat Trump's votes. Ridiculous numbers of more votes and ballots counted than people who were registered to vote by the tens and hundreds of thousands. Dead people voting, pets voting, unsolicited mail-in ballots. The videos and live streams of people in Michigan bragging about the fraud, bragging about the brought in the bought and sold votes that they brought in massive bags. This is one video of the guy. I guess he's in his car. He's got all these ballots on his dashboard. Oh, look at all this. Each one of these counts for $100. Look at all this money I'm making. Who's paying? People finding out they've already voted on election day when they had not. The convenience of the non-traceable counted ballots. Very convenient. Crates of printed ballots found in crates imported from China. The unsecured servers who sent voting information to another unsecured server in Germany. The totally hackable ballot counting machines. Election computers hooked up to the internet when they should not be. The very convenient last-minute update to all of the voting machines, the updated software. Verifiable CCTV and eyewitness citizen journalism caught in time happening. People changing the vote on the ballots, throwing away ballots, counting ballots more than once, and the piles of ballots found in ditches and dumpsters before election day. The list compiles. Again, this is just one man's opinion. If you support this, event, this heist, you're showing your children, you're showing the world that you're totally okay and you approve of theft and lying. Bearing false witness and stealing are two of the 10 commandments that you believe are absolutely negotiable. For an election that was supposed to be transparent, my camera will cooperate. For an election that was supposed to be transparent, this was anything but. For 4 years, we heard how transparent the Obama administration was, which it wasn't. Every election should be transparent. If we're going to have 24-hour surveillance on everyone and everything, and on street lights, and a camera on every street light and at every intersection, why shouldn't this event have some kind of CCTV or live streaming TV so that we know who's committing what crime at what time? If the police have to wear body cams while they defecate, why shouldn't we have cameras on the ballots all the time? Are we not supposed to know what happened in an election we voted in? Even if people don't vote, they should know. They should have access to that information. They're citizens of this country. They're citizens of the country they live in. Why shouldn't they have access to all the information pertaining to an election that's happening that affects them? I don't understand that. If everything's going to be surveyed, why? And we're going to have a police state. Shouldn't we have footage of a crime on this scale? Mandalay Bay. Well, what's with all the secrecy? I thought this was supposed to be a transparent election. All of this seems a bit too convenient. Anyway, enough of that. Kind of the purpose of this video. Permanent solutions to temporary problems. When I started my degree program in 2015, Barack Obama was president. The new candidates hadn't been announced yet, except maybe the 2021 Marvel character collage that was the Democratic Party. Everybody was in on that one. Political science is fun. I like following things. I'm a news junkie. So of course I picked political science as my degree program. In my one of my classes, there were a few Bernie bros. They had stickers on their laptops. There's one guy in particular had a sticker, Bernie stickers all over his laptop, and he was a self-professed communist, big time Bernie bro. And right after Bernie Sanders was forced to drop out in the 2016 election, this guy dropped out of school. He stopped going to class, and he forfeited his future. This guy gave up his entire future because his guy didn't get in office. Wow. That is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. My guy didn't get in office let me go back. I didn't like any of the candidates in 2008, in 2012, 2016. We finally got Rodney Dangerfield from Caddyshack. Nobody wanted to vote for Herman Munster or Count Chocula. So and John McCain. John McCain is the red flavor of Joe Biden, or maybe the other way around. Joe Biden's the blue flavor of John McCain. But hey, change is coming. Change is coming, folks. You've been here how long? And nothing has changed? Yeah, okay. Side rant. This kid gave up on his future. There was a Twitter feed a while ago, recently. This guy's father passed away, and he had him cremated against his wishes, and ruined his entire inheritance just to spite his father. Just to spite your dead father. You completely ruined a blessing, one, and kind of pissed on your father's legacy because you disagreed with him politically. Way to be an adult. You didn't do it to spite anyone. He's dead. You did this to ruin your own interests. That's what happened. Instead of cutting off your nose to spite your face, you're shoving your arms in a wood chipper because your nose itches. You defile the legacy. And it seems like that's what this election has been. Not an inheritance, or kind of an inheritance or legacy. Not Donald Trump's legacy, your legacy. You're the one who has to live with the results of this election, whether you voted for the guy or not. We have to deal with this. It just seems like this entire last 4 or 5 years have been misdirected dad hate or some kind of projected self-hate. And it's all because you've been told to do so. We've been propagandized to believe we're supposed to hate our country, our countrymen, supporters of our countrymen, our national... we're supposed to hate our national interests. We're supposed to hate our future, our prosperity, our children. We're supposed to hate children. We're supposed to hate our own institutions, our ability to reproduce. And we've been gaslit into hating God. It's been a long haul, but that's where we are. You have to fit the image that Hollywood gives you. You've been lied to. We've been lied to. Don't commit to permanent solutions when a temporary solution it's a temporary problem. Don't commit to the permanent solution when a temporary problem presents itself. Permanent solutions are a lot like suicide. It's suicide in the way that things will pass. It might be 4 years, 8 years, or even if we even have elections ever again, it will pass. And this includes acts of violence will get you locked up. That'll ruin your future too. That's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Just wait it out. See what happens. The memes are going to be great. The memes are going to be worth it. The propaganda that we've seen for the last 4 years, all the media outlets, all the alphabet networks, we've seen families divided, friendships split, people fired, bank accounts seized, people unpersoned, civil rights violated, the Constitution ripped in half, property lost. People have gone homeless and destitute because of rhetoric of entire platforms have been shut down. Which is interesting because the platform that got the other platform taken down was the one that was responsible for the whole thing. It was that event that the Ben Shapiro event that Steven Crowder and Not Gay Jared infiltrated the event wherever it was. It was a Ben Shapiro event. Yeah, that was they were using iPhones. They were using a little virtual network. I believe they were using Twitter. Shut up. I believe they were using Twitter. This was all going on under Obama. When it started, it was going on under Obama. And under Trump, he had the opportunity, and we didn't get any kind of internet protection or internet constitution, which we should have. They tried to cancel Milo Yiannopoulos because they claimed he is racist and homophobe, who is California married to a black guy. They tried to get Ben Shapiro canceled for being a Nazi and an anti-Semite. The guy who wears a yarmulke on every broadcast is a Nazi. Another couple of quotes I heard from the Kilted one. All politics are people who want to be left alone and people who won't leave them alone. And another quote, we think they're wrong. They want us dead. They really are Bolsheviks. They want us gone. Cancel culture is the spirit of communism. They don't just cancel people. That they want them completely gone. Like that was, I believe that was a Stalin quote. If you get rid of the man, you get rid of the problem. Something to that effect. And they don't just cancel people. They cancel them. They cancel things. The means to defend yourself. Blue cities ban firearms all the time. Like I said, Stalin had people deleted from history if he didn't like them. The gulags made sure of that. That's something the left has been toting for years in this country. We need to send them to camps. We need to send them to fun camps. And now AOC just straight up mentioned we need to liberate the southern states. Well, really, I know what communists believe is liberating. I know what that definition means to a communist. You're not liberating anything. Also, let's use Gavin McInnes mental exercise. Let's play that through. So you want to go to war with all of the red parts of the country? You want to intern the entire state of Oklahoma? I don't think that's going to work out the way you want it to. I'll toss in a map here. You really want to liberate all of these counties, all the red counties? Sure. Well, if the narrative is as you say it is, it couldn't be too hard to topple somebody in D.C. They just walked right on in. A recent announcement was that war has been declared on Christians again. I'm sure there's going to be another Waco. They like to lump people into groups so they can associate people who don't associate with each other. Like, Catholics and the Klan, or Christians, conservatives, Republicans, and neo-Nazis. All of those groups hate the neo-Nazis. And the neo-Nazis hate the other groups. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird Venn diagram that they use for people on the opposite side, but they act like everybody else is secluded in their own bubble and there are no Venn diagrams. Well, recently, I have found out that communists and the Nation of Islam like to hold hands from time to time. And oddly enough, from a Netflix video, a Netflix series, the Nation of Islam and Scientology are incorporated. That's weird. The cancel culture weapon, it's a very dangerous weapon. It affects everybody on all of the accesses, access X, Y, and Z. Anyway, it's been 2 days already in the Harris-Biden administration. Sorry, I did it again. The Biden-Harris administration. They already signed executive orders to begin using our taxpayer dollars to murder children, and I don't just mean abortion. I mean wars too. They're ramping some things up. It's not top secret clearance information. He's not being quiet about it. More war and more abortion that I really disagree with. Speaking of which, where is the anti-war left? I haven't seen them since 2008. Interesting how they just disappeared. Back to the inauguration. It's interesting how people claim that you don't need a gun to protect yourselves. You need 35,000 National Guardsmen, DC Police, active duty, and reserve, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Probably Coast Guard too. State Police, FBI, CIA, ATF, Highway Patrol, Secret Service, building-specific security teams, SWAT, private security, 12-foot tall fence, and probably Space Force. And all of that was for the most popular president ever. That's interesting. That's strange. The optics of the guardsmen. And this, again, just one man's opinion. Could have also been a signifier to Antifa and other rioters, as if to tell them, now that we are in charge, there won't be any more riots. And we won't tolerate any from you MAGA people. Okay, well, which one is more totalitarian? The president who allowed the states to handle their issues, or the president who's going to use every single firearms related profession to protect his life at all costs? Anyway, they really did want that event on the 6th to go worse than it did. It's coming out now that the crowd was like 90% MAGA and 10% Antifa, Boogaloos, whatever. They're trying to get the crowd worked up. They really need that narrative that all Trump supporters are violent or totalitarian. They need that magic, spelled with a K, trick to work. Even if the 6th wasn't an event that they wanted, they've been talking it up like it was. One politician actually said it was like Pearl Harbor. One politician said it's the new September 11th. And they're going to use that. They're going to use that. They're going to use that to pass more Patriot Act-esque policies. Get ready for that. Get ready for more airport prison security type body scanners that like ruin your fertility and violate your privacy, all that kind of stuff. Ignore the last 5 years of riots. Ignore Ferguson and all of Missouri. Ignore all of Portland, Oregon. Ignore Chaz Chop, whatever. Ignore was it Vitacost that was burned down in Oklahoma City? No, they broke into that one. Whatever. Ignore everything that you've seen for the past 5 years. Ignore everything prior to that. Ignore all the riots that went on with Obama. Ignore everything that has happened. Everything you've seen on TV that's been squished into your brain. Ignore all of it. Pay attention to January 6th. It's imperative that you pay attention to January 6th. That was the new Pearl Harbor. That was the new riot. That was the new attempt on my life. Pearl clinching. You have to believe this. You have to pay attention to this one event like it's the only thing that ever happened. There's no such thing as the Tet Offensive. There's no such thing as a false flag. This was a military coup on Washington. When it wasn't. Yeah, one lady was shot, and that really sucks. Prayers out to that family, but and I hate myself for what I'm about to say. She should have known better being a veteran. She should have known better. You don't step foot onto an Air Force base unvetted without getting shot or detained. Same thing with MEPS downtown. The military entry physical processing station, right? Military entry, is it physical processing or military entry processing? Anyway, a doctor looks at your butthole so you can get in the military. You don't get into that place without getting a pat down. Come on. It was really unfortunate. But the people who, the guy carrying Nancy Pelosi's podium and the guy who sat at Nancy Pelosi's desk and the lady that stole a computer and the Q shaman, they've all been arrested for criminal trespass. They're all on facial recognition cameras. Kudos to the media for making this benign Q shaman who was high on ayahuasca, who strolled right in. They made him look like Al-Qaeda. Or they claimed him to be, for the 2 or 3 shots that they got of him. And the politicians that were there were cowering behind a desk and taking pictures the whole time. Yeah, they really feared for their lives while they were like live streaming this event going on. If someone's in the chamber capping folks, you're not going to be, oh, cool. Oh, this is fun. You're not going to be doing that. I heard this on the radio, and that this is another point. kudos to the media for showing everybody. She showed the world how easy it is to stroll in and take over the Capitol. If that's really the narrative, that's what you did. I heard this on the radio. There was a claim I heard on the radio. Just a fleeting moment on my way to work. The guardsmen who were sent to Washington were a token tribute from all the loyal states who had to prove their trustworthiness. If this heist was going to happen, everyone had to be in on it, including the politicians who command the individual state guards. Crazy claim, but you know what? I wouldn't put it aside. The Q stuff was disinformation propaganda. Operation or a project labeled Trust. I believe that one. The whole thing was just crap. Q was crap. I could not allow my brain the cognitive dissonance to believe everything that happened. Or everything that was claimed that was going to happen. No, martial law wasn't declared at any time. The Pope was not arrested. To my knowledge, JFK Jr. was Clintoned and currently dead. Is currently dead. The election's not going to be overturned. Maybe. If some fantastic radical thing happens with the courts, maybe. But that was supposed to happen already. If there's ever like a 100% anonymous network or group, it's probably an alphabet agency or China in some kind of disinformation campaign. Either way, it's a lie. If we know about it, OPSEC has failed and it's probably a lie. The one thing I really just kind of boggled my mind. I can wrap my head around it, but come on. They impeached Trump twice, so he couldn't run a second time? Are they going to still go forward with it? He's not the president anymore. Why would they bother? Unless they really didn't like this guy. Why? What are you hiding? What we say? If you don't have anything to hide, why do you care? Turnabout's fair play. Let's use the exact same verbiage. So they impeached Trump twice. Where was I during the first? I had to look that up. The term impeachment refers to the charge and not the conviction. So they technically aren't lying when they say he was impeached twice. It's like saying if I was arrested for jaywalking across the street in a city I've never been to, and then they let me go and it's acquitted because the charge was absolutely absurd. Well, I was still arrested and charged. So in the public's eye, I committed the crime in a city I've never been to, and it's the stone truth. Bill Clinton was technically impeached. In any event, it happened. We have to move forward to get on with our lives. So I'm just going to act stupid and make videos and rant about Star Wars and add to my G.I. Joe collection or something. Spend some time with my wife. I've got about 2 or 3 guitar kits I need to put together after I finish this project with the bathroom and the laundry room and the guest bathroom, because the floor is caving in from a 8-year-old leak that nobody decided to fix the first time. They just patched the floors, and I've ranted about that before. This has gone on long enough. In any event, congratulations to the heist. Here's to Joe Biden's 6 months and 1 day before Harris 25th Amendments him out of office, which was admitted. Nancy Pelosi was asked about it, and she said, it's not about Donald Trump this time. This time. Oh. Biden's already spilled the beans about all of that. He stated if he ever disagrees with Kamala, however it's pronounced. I'm not going to learn how to pronounce it, just the same way I didn't learn how to pronounce the president of Iran. It's President Jeff. Biden admitted that if he and Kamala ever disagree on anything, he would just claim that he's got some kind of weird disease and resign, and step down. Well, he's already admitted he's going to do it. Oh yeah, and he already stated that he's just a transitional figure. So we weren't voting for Biden, we were voting for Harris. Okay. Kudos to President Kamala Harris. If that doesn't work out, congrats to President Nancy Pelosi. And if she drinks herself to death or overdoses on Percocet while celebrating, congrats to President pro tempore. Or if everything goes Game of Thrones and the people who've been in politics since Taft start to die, then congrats to whatever page gets it. When everything goes all Game of Thrones and the 18-year-olds start killing off the elderly to become king, whatever. Anyway, congrats to all the surplus stores who sold out in 2 days. Every surplus store who broke even for the year in 2 days.